To the forecast, standing outside isn't so bad when we've got the temperatures we've seen, Brad, although might be a little bit warm. You might need a glass of water later this week.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think a lot of folks who are like, maybe don't like the cool weather as much as some others. This is going to be your week. We're going to make up for some of these crisp, cool mornings. But look at our Mr. Sparky Carolina Camera Network. We're in golden hour now. Sunset coming up here at around 6:38. From Dallas to Monroe to Kannapolis to Lake Norman. Just a gorgeous evening out there. Wall-to-wall sunshine. Nice fair weather clouds off to the west. We're going to have that optimal radiational cooling. One thing about this time of year, when you have high pressure overhead, dry conditions in these long nights, the heat during the day can escape pretty quickly at night. Remember, the ground heats the air, not the sun. The sun heats the air, then that warms it up. So once you lose that sunlight, the heat escapes from the ground and you start getting what we call radiational cooling, long wave radiation, the loss of that heat from all the objects on the ground. That cold air is heavy and dense. It settles near the ground, and that's why low-lying areas end up being much colder than even the higher elevations. But tomorrow we'll do the opposite. The same thing happens in reverse during the day. Everything heats up real quickly with this dry air mass, and we start to see temperatures pushing 80 degrees in some neighborhoods tomorrow. High pressure over the southeast. This is a kind of a summer pattern, to be honest with you. This is what we see, that ridge build in the middle of the summer, really our drought type setups here in the southeast. But thankfully, it's not going to last too much longer. By the weekend, here comes a trough that swings in here by Monday into Halloween, cooling things off. But between now and then, it's going to be toasty. Southwest winds develop. You see the flow around high pressure. I mean, look at the clouds actually going clockwise there. That southwest flow, remember, that's the blowtorch flow around here. With that setup, we are going to see some really warm conditions. And the stink bug forecast, if you haven't had a lot of them yet, just wait this week, especially with the frosty, cold mornings we just had and these warm afternoons. The sunny side of the house is going to be active. Kudzu bugs, the stink bugs, and those Asian lady beetles, which are kind of a bad little offshoot, kind of the dark side of ladybugs. They're not ladybugs, they're actually a pest, and you'll see those all over the south side of your house. Now the fall color, low to even medium colors showing up in parts of the Piedmont, but in the mountains, if you missed the highest elevations, we're past peak now, above 4,000 feet, but we're working down into the valleys. I think this week would be a great week to be in areas in the foothills, over towards Lake Lure, heading towards Asheville, down in the lower elevations, but the higher elevations, pretty much done with the color. In fact, we'll probably start losing many of those leaves here this week. High pressure, look at it, just sitting over the southeast. The cold front can't get here. We can't tap into the Gulf of Mexico either, so we don't get any of that moisture in here. So even when the front arrives on Monday, it's a dry cold front again. So very little rain here over the next 7 days, and the drought conditions will continue to worsen, unfortunately. The drought monitor comes out on Thursday. It's not going to be good, especially looking at the lake levels and the stream flows around here. So this week, it's all about the warmth. Temperatures could be 15 degrees above average by the weekend, and that will threaten some record highs, especially on Sunday. You're talking about temperatures in the mid-80s. The record high on Sunday is 83, set just back in 2020. So a very, very warm stretch of weather on your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, but cools off just in time for Halloween. So if you like it cool for trick-or-treaters, it will be back into the mid-60s. And then looking ahead to November, yeah, there are some cooler temperatures, upper 50s with more morning lows in the 30s.